And like any of the features built into the EHR, the way that ClinicTracker lets you load information from one place or another, it's never doing your job for you and locking you into something, right? This gives you a starting point, hopefully a great starting point, that gets you as close to 100% of the way as you can. But you always have the ability for you to make your changes or make your modifications to whatever the output is. All right. And you can do that in a variety of ways. Number one is we look at this and we decide we want to add something in, and you just type or click on this template like you would normally. One of the really neat features here is that you can use this edit with AI, right? And I can actually talk to this personal assistant that I have here and just tell them what I want changed. Okay. And one of the things I've even learned as, I've become, done more of these sessions and interacted with the scribe more often is that if you want something done, just talk to it. Talk to it like you would talk to your friend or your colleague. And it does a pretty darn good job of listening and producing what you want. So just as an example, we'll give this a try here. In the rating scale section, please indicate that the Hamilton Depression Scale showed a score of 15. In the subjective section, please change it from narrative format into a bulleted format. And in the objective section, please rewrite it in the voice of William Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, huh? That's
Shakespeare.
pretty
Let's
good.
let's see let's see what we got here.
He
So
obviously wouldn't do that, but yeah, to his point, right? Each of you and your staff now have a, uh, a clinical assistant, right? That's going to now follow your instructions. We've positioned this so that your clinical reasoning and judgment is paramount over the AI reasoning, right? It's going to do a great job there, but anyways, we'll watch what it did here. So it obviously put that in bullet point format and subjective, but it also wrote that in Shakespearean content. Melancholic, it called me.
melancholic, right? So obviously, not something you would necessarily do in practice, but it does show you kind of the power of this tool. So if you want it to align with different regulations or compliance regulations, you can really just talk to your assistant and have it make those changes for you. Now, the edit with AI is something that you might use more upfront when you first start using the system. But if you find yourself making the same requests to the scribe over and over and over, that would be a case where you would actually go back to the template that you had built and the prompts that you've put in and make those changes centrally on the form so that the AI can do this on its own by default without you needing to request that it make changes.
Well, that said, any guys questions or even feedback on, kind of what's happening here? You saw some reasoning happen there. Obviously saw some editing, but yeah, I'd love to see any questions or feedback.
While those are coming in, Darnell's keeping an eye on the questions there. For those of you that are on the form
Don,
building things, and designing your forms, this is a very simple and straightforward change. As you design your form, you put your text box or your list of options, and you have all the properties you can set currently about how to display it and font sizes and descriptions. You'll just have one more section that has AI prompts,
we
right?
have.
And